Hey, Rustations, welcome back to another course on the Rust programming language. I am very new to this language and am diving in and following along on the Rustlings GitHub project. And so far, I've made it pretty far. I know how far I've made it because I can just type Rustlings watch and I can watch the tests all compile, and then it will tell me where to start from once I get a big red X yelling at me instead of those nice green check marks. So I am on exercises strings, and the first strings exercise. So stick around, subscribe if you want to learn Rust along with me. I think I'm gonna try to do something with this language in a next series of videos. But for now, let's dive into Rust. One thing that's nice about the Rust programming language is that it will give you these errors on compile time. So it says it expected struct string, but it found a reference. So it's even giving us a hint about what we can do, the code that we can use to pass this. The exercise make me compile without changing the function signature. So we don't want to change current favorite color yielding a string, although that I guess would be the easiest way to do it. So it said it expected type string right here, but it found type static string slice. So my reading of Rust is that it has two types of strings, a string slice and this string, I guess, class you'd call it. I'm not sure. There's also hints down here that you can read about. A link for a README that you can go to. I think what I can do to pass this is use toString, which will coerce this from that string class to a string slice. I may be wrong exactly about this terminology, so please correct me if you know the answer. And that successfully compiled. So let's go to strings 2. Okay, so make me compile without changing the function signature. So we don't want to change this function signature again. The hint says that it'd be really easy to fix this by changing the value of word to be a string slice instead of a string, right? It would be easy to change that. There's a way to add one character to line 6. So that's a hint to add one character to line 6, though. That will coerce the string into a string slice. So this ampersand character that's one character long should give us a string slice, which makes this compile. Okay, so on to the next exercise here. You can see, by the way, before we leave, that the attempt is going to take in a string and it's going to return a bool, which says attempt is either equal green or it's equal blue or it's equal red. So let's go on to test 3. Okay, here are a bunch of values. Some are strings, some are string slices. Your task is to call it one of these two functions on each value, depending on what you think each value is. That is, add either string slice or string before the parentheses on each line. If you're right, it'll compile. Okay, before the parentheses. Okay. Or string before the parentheses on each line. Oh, I see. So string slice or string. Okay. So I think this is a string. I think blue's a string. I think this is a string slice. This looks like a string to me. To owned, I have no idea. Let's say that's string. Nice weather. Let's say that's a string. Actually, these are probably string slices, I would imagine, if we're coercing things. Format, I would imagine format would be turned into a string. This has the ampersand in front of the string, so I think that's probably a string slice. Trim is probably a slice. That sounds like a slice to me. Happy Monday, toString, and then replace. I'm going to guess that's a string, so it goes to a slice and then I think to a string. My shift key is sticky. Okay, 2 lowercase. I'm going to assume that's a string. So let's see. So what did we get here? Russ is fun. Not a slice, huh? So let's see if that compiles. ToString. So ToString, red ToString. That's a string? Okay. String blue. They're saying that is a string slice, huh? I guess that was in our example before. And it passes. So I guess all of these others are the correct types. So this would be an example to come back and work through, because I'm not sure exactly why all of these are the types that they are. So I would come back and take a look at this. This test is pretty neat. Okay, so now exercises and modules, and we are on module 1. Okay, make me compile. Scroll down for hints. So sausage factory, module sausage factory, function makes sausage, print sausage, and then sausage factory makes sausage. So what does this say? Everything is private in Rust by default, but there's a keyword we can use to make something public. The compiler error should point to the thing that needs to be made public. So I think here it says make sausage. So I think just doing pub will make this public. So let's see if that's correct. No. Expected expression. So what did this want to? Maybe it just is literally public. I doubt that. Expected expression. We can use rustc explain. Let me use that. Explain E0061. Okay, so let's see. Is Rust? No. Source bin deactivate. Okay, let me just do this. Okay. I need to set my path to see that. So rustc explain E0061. See, functions must always be called with exactly 2 arguments. So that's that error. Okay, so a keyword to make something public. I think the keyword is pub, but I need to put something here to get this to compile. Expected expression. Pub function. Oh, so it's not in the input that we put this, but we say pub sausage factory make sausage. Maybe? No. Aha. It's the function itself that we need to make public. So that should compile now. Okay, great. So let's do one more. Okay, so module 2, make me compile. Delicious snacks. Use self fruits pear as fruit, self veggies cucumber as veggie. Mod fruits, public constant, string cucumber, carrot, apple. Favorite snacks, fruit and veggies. The delicious snacks module is trying to present an external interface, the fruit and veggie constants. Okay. That is different than the internal structure, the fruit and veggies modules and associated context. It's almost there, except for one keyword missing for each constant. Okay, so one keyword missing for each constant. Public. So these are public constants. Public constant pair. Do I do that? I doubt it. Really? Public use. Wow. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting to me. So now we we'll pick up the next video on macros and figure out what macros are, and we'll see you in the next video.